Hello and thank you for joining me. Today's video is about my survival pouch come possibles bag. The sort of thing I have on my belt when doing a bit of sort of bushcrafty type tasks. Stay tuned. This is a pouch. It's Eastern European origin from the late 50s. Early 60s I believe. I did do a previous video that was a survival pouch that supplemented my possibles pouch, which had the Trangia mess tin in and some food items and that sort of stuff. So you might want to go and have a look at that. So that actually supplements this one. But this is for more, it's a survival stroke possibles bag or pouch, and it's for if I'm out doing sort of bushcrafty things more than anything. To be fair, whenever I'm out in the outdoors, I've usually got a survival tin, a polymath tin, and a mylar blanket, etc. in my pocket, and obviously my EDC. But anyway, let's crack on. So there is a bug net, not so much needed this time of the year, but as it gets warmer, I spend a lot of time by water. And gnats can become a bit of a problem. So that's just to keep them off my head, so to speak. There's an Energizer head torch. I know you can get dearer ones. These only sort of around 10-11 quid a go, but I've had no problem with the Energizer brand, and I've got quite a few. This one is quite good. It's got various brightnesses. It's also got red LED, so to protect your night vision if you need it. It runs on 3 AAAs. A Chemlite, haven't got much to say about that. You should know what a Chemlite is. It's great for signalling of a night time or creating a buzzsaw. Basically you activate it, tie a bit of paracord or cordage to it about 4 foot long, and then swing it in an arc, and it's unbelievable. A small match safe. It's got a little diddy mirror in there, but it's not really of much use. And there is a very small ferrocerium rod in the bottom. So, but I've just got a little bit of cotton wool with some Vaseline in there and some storm matches in there with a striker. I don't really use matches. It's just as a redundancy. Some 550 cordage, some Tinder card, which is usually my go-to Tinder. It's cardboard and it's wax impregnated. You basically break a piece off, separate it, fluff it up with your blade, pretty much the same as you would with a birch bark or something like that, and it catches a spark really easily and burns for quite a long while. So there would be loads of potential fires from that piece, and it's not expensive. You get a big wad of this for about 4 quid. When I'm doing bushy bits, this is my charcloth tin. So there is literally just a little bit of inner tube or ranger band if you want to be tactical. Again, good fire starter. And it's just an old 177 pellet tin with a hole in it. As you can see, it's been well used for generating charcloth. And inside, yeah, it's a bit manky, but inside there's some char. So some charcloth already in there. And then there's a piece of cotton here. And then that's a glass, magnifying glass. I got it on eBay. It was in a magnifying glass, as in the full Monty, for next to no money, and I just took the lens out. I just wrap it up in a cloth to protect it, and it fits perfectly in a 177 pellet tin. I bought it probably 10 years ago, so I've got no idea of who I got it from. So that's if you want to play around, create a bit of char. DC4, Sharpening Stone, just obviously keep knife sharp. There is a NATO water carrier, emergency water carrier. It carries a litre of water, and there's a number of Puritabs in there just as for an emergency. There is a large sewing needle, a bit like the sailboat needle in there, with some braid threaded through and wrapped around. It's just in that tube to protect it. If I need to repair something, I don't want to faff about trying to thread a cotton through a needle. My eyesight's not great. It's just much easier to carry things like this ready to rock. Safety pin, ferro rod with some Gorilla Tape wrapped around the end. Candle. All I've done for this is I have a number of these tins that I bought on eBay, and I just melted up some tea lights and poured it in, so it's now a candle in a tin, and I've pre-lit it. The reason for doing that is charred material is much easier to ignite than material that isn't charred, so if need be I could probably light that with a ferro rod. It would be much harder to do if the wick hadn't already been charred. So a very old battered lighter, again with some Ranger bands or some inner tube around it. Again, this is well over 10 years old and it's still going strong. So bit of paracord. This would normally go around my neck, it wouldn't be staying in here, and there is just a whistle on there for signalling and a small LED light. Backup knife, and it's an opinel. I can't remember, I know it's a carbon, it's not a stainless. I can't remember what model it is. Oh, it's a number 9. Yes, it's locking. So yes, you have to have good reason to be wandering about with it. But if I'm doing bushcrafty tasks, that sort of thing, then that's the reason that I have it. I'm not going up the pub or going into Tesco's with it. And again, this is well over 10 years, and I was experimenting with etching the blade just for something to do. But yeah, that's my standby knife. It's got a very sharp spine on the back, and it can be used with a ferro rod. And then finally, I've got a little Maxpedition pouch, and in here is some Ranger bands if I just want to have a play about navigating, a silver compass, and a signalling mirror. And that's it. As I say, it's not just a survival kit, it is a bit of a sort of a possibles kit, but it is primarily for doing sort of bushcrafty tasks. Other than that, as I say, I always have a polymath mini survival tin in my pocket when out and about, so there's always redundancies. If you found a video useful, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and as always, I'd love to read your comments. Thanks very much. Have a great day.